This is Paula Hines Lonergan, and time's up for me to be silent. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the Judge Kavanaugh hearing in connection to Dr. Christine Blasley Ford. The news said on the day that Dr. Ford gave her testimony, there was a 146% increase on phone calls to victim hotlines. Victim hotlines, meaning a person may have been sexually abused, sexually assaulted, or raped, and they call an 800 number to get support, assistance. And on the day that Dr. Ford gave her presentation, her testimony, there was a great increase of abuse victims that called the 800 numbers. Now, why would that take place? In the book, The Courage to Heal, on page 81, Courage to Heal is a book for sexual abuse survivors by Ellen Bass and Laura Davis. But in that book on page 81, it talks about the fact that media coverage can cause abuse victims to have re-traumatization, basically. Being focused on listening and hearing about someone else's abuse can bring back memories of your own abuse. And with memories of abuse and trauma can come the emotions that come along with that. It's somewhat of a form like PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, that a person may start to suffer. But I was glad to hear that people were reaching out instead of suffering alone. They were calling those 800 numbers. And how important it is if you find yourself being suffering again or continuing to suffer and have pain and distress and anxiety and depression about your own abuse. It's important to reach out. You don't have to carry this yourself. Now, from Dr. Ford's example, we see how basically after she suffered her assault, as she spoke of being her truth, okay? I'm not here to say whether it happened or when it happened, but she spoke her truth, and how after it happened, she did not reach out for many years, it sounds like. It was many years before she even discussed the issue. You know, I speak up now about this issue, not to be political and not to take sides and not to say who's telling the truth or who's not. But the reality is sexual abuse and sexual assault does happen. And I want to encourage everyone, man or woman, who may be suffering from the effects of it to reach out and to get help and work toward healing and use those 800 numbers. I'm going to put an 800 number or several 800 numbers in the notes section of this video in case you need to reach out. And it's courageous to do so, and there's no shame in doing so either. You know, the shame is persons that take advantage of others, that commit the abuses, that commit the assaults. Time's up for me to be silent. Look up or look out for or get the book, The Courage to Heal. It's really helpful in working towards healing after sexual abuse. My email address, timesupforsilence@gmail.com. My number will be in the notes or my address. Let's talk. What do you think about these issues?